He opened the door for her and kissed her cheek as she walked in. A smile glinted from her aphrodisiacal face. He followed her inside while admiring her backside sway from left to right. Her perfume ascended from her body while leaving a trail of sensuality behind. His mouth began watering with anticipation erupting inside. Like water to a man roaming the desert, Sheila's presence was his glass of precious water. She sat on the beige leather couch across from the saltwater fish aquarium. She felt like singing like the great Billie Holiday, whose picture was above the ladder. "You want a drink?" CJ asked, standing by the wet bar. As he poured himself some ginger ale and cognac, he sucked a drop of liquor from his pinky ring, then picked the glass up. Sheila got up and crept behind him. Her feelings grew more intense with each step. Her hands began to quiver with anxiousness. Tingling goose pimples superimposed her body as he came closer to CJ. She put her hands on his waist and laid her head on his back. His cool water cologne captivated her sexual imagination. He smiled and turned around. He gently put his hands on her shoulders and began to massage them. It was like he could feel her soft flesh through her blouse, grabbing back at him. Her body purred like a cat's, silently to his touch. He brought her closer and kissed her forehead as if she was a goddess being worshipped by her loyal followers. He forgot all about the drink he had poured and surrendered his attention to the young beauty awaiting his direction. He gazed into her eyes and rubbed his hand on her back with a lover's precision. He slid it slowly to the back of her neck. Then he gripped it gently, but firm enough that Sheila knew she was in the presence of a man. She felt weak and was willing to surrender her everything to his desire. He closed his eyes and she closed hers. Then they kissed and began stroking each other violently. Each touch grew more and more intense. Sheila grabbed CJ's crotch and unzipped his pants. She pulled out his glove and began stroking it slowly. He ripped off her blouse, leaving her breasts bare and shoulders barely covered by the torn garments. He played with her pretty brown nipples with his flickering tongue and took a moment to admire her sexy body. She wore a golden brown complexion with a shine as if gold dust was spread across her body. Her delicate hands continued to stroke him while he stared into her wanting eyes. "Take off your clothes," he commanded with clear vocals. His deep voice vibrated her belly almost to a feeling of entry. Sheila looked at him playfully and smiled while showing her teeth like a lioness. "You take my clothes off," she grunted through her teeth. She took off the remains of her torn blouse. Then CJ pounced on her with ferocious excitement. He ripped her capris like they were paper. Then with his teeth, he bit on her panties while rubbing her G-spot and pulled them off. His mouth arrived quickly to her throbbing vagina. He opened her legs wide and began a session of unbelievable cunnilingus. His tongue caused explosive vibrations that manifested into sounds of ecstasy. His hands massaged her thighs as he continued to lick her beckoning pearl. She was like a running faucet. Her dripping pussy was at his mercy. She lifted her hips and butt off the bed as she grunted with overwhelming pleasure. Then it happened. Oh, shit. She howled as she came to a climax of uncontrollable convulsions. He got up and stood over her erect, irradiating her attention. She opened her eyes and smiled with satisfaction, adorning her face. He got on the bed and positioned himself over her. He stared into her eyes for a minute. To them, it was an eternity of erogenous proportions. She was wet and ready to feel him inside her. The moment had come. The setting was as right as it could be. It was just the two of them, just the passion and love dripping from their hot bodies. He entered her world. A feeling of bliss shut him down for a moment into a sigh of happiness. Sheila propped her soft feet on his chiseled chest. He stroked her calves and fingered her clit as he continued to pursue alchemy. By her being satisfied once, it was a feeling of unfamiliarity to experience it again. It was a feeling of unexplainable proportions. If you have never experienced making love, when it happens, there are no words, only tears. Tears of unimaginable pleasure oozed from Sheila's eyes. She was experiencing the art of love making. "Oh God, I love you so much," she screamed right before she lost view of the world. There was no time, no air, and no sound. Everything had to come to a halt. The world as Sheila knew it no longer existed. CJ was her world, and she was going to live in it until there was no more. CJ's thick dick thrust into her deeper and harder. He quickly turned her over into doggy style. Her plump golden behind would make the greatest lovers bow down. She bounced back and forth on him. Sweat began to trickle down his forehead. His girth was plumping like a ballpark on the grill. It was time. His blood shot from his entire body into the stem of life. She jumped off his love, then turned around and put her plump lips on him. He shot into her mouth like a firing squad. She embraced it all, and even after his burst, continued to extract pleasure. This time of ecstasy would be cherished above all memories. Thank you for listening to my preview of Tears of a Rose. You can purchase a copy at Amazon.com or wherever you like to shop for books. My name is Jovan Jones. Thank you very much.